Over.
Do you have the comic strip? Do you have the comic strip?
I do have the comic.
Put it up. I don't know if you guys remember from man, I used to collect them. I can't remember now. It had to have been mid-2000s when the Boondocks actually was in, all major newspapers, even before the cartoon came out. And here's one of the strips from, I don't know if you can read it. I'm not going to read it to you. Billy can read it.
I will
see? No, hold on. You gotta do it in Uncle Ruckus voice. You
see, kids, what King Kong teaches us is that no matter how much we may want us a white woman, there's some things that just against the laws of nature.
Was that good?
That's fucked up. Nah, it was about 40%.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you can't just recreate Uncle Ruckus. That's a unique voice. So we're like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Well, today's special episode is brought to you by Sergeant Dunson. And why do we correlate him with Uncle Ruckus? Because, let me get my feelings out afterwards. Sergeant Dunson is a black guy, dark complexion, African American, whatever you feel comfortable calling him. He's 31 years old, from Las Vegas. He's a Army veteran, joined in 2003. Honorably discharged in 2008, so he had honorable service, had a 16-month deployment to Iraq, and ever since then he started rapping first. I actually knew him through some Redcon music, who make music hip-hop geared towards veterans and PTSD and military awareness, all that good stuff. And he really sucked, but I was directing music videos at the time, and I didn't care. He reached out. We never got to an agreement. He's one of those guys who wants stuff for free or for $2. And we never worked together. But what I recently noticed, I was going through my Facebook, is that he became a public figure. His Facebook got certified, and he went from Sergeant Dunson to Leo Dunson, public figure. And he has thousands of followers and stuff, and I wouldn't care otherwise. But I started looking at what he was posting, and there's nothing wrong with being conservative. I know plenty of black and Latino conservatives, but when you take it to the level of worshiping Donald Trump and making music to Donald Trump, it almost seems like he's pandering so that Donald Trump, it's such a small fraction of the black population that would support Donald Trump. It almost seems like he's hoping that because he's a small fraction, Donald Trump will notice him and give him attention. So this is what brings us to this video. I can't not talk about this guy. So, what do we got? We got some videos.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring up. You want to start with his little rant video?
Yeah. That's the best part.
All right, I'm gonna start with that. Then I'll come. I got.
Wait,
some,
what do you have? See, he didn't tell me anything.
I have that 13-minute long rant video. And
or what? Well, you were giving me options.
I've got some jokes. I've got that "Make America Great Again" song that he made.
Oh.
I'll bring that up afterwards.
Let's diss him afterwards.
Yeah. Well,
but let's get to the point, right? So normally, who gives a shit, right? Guy's crazy. It's like, do you have my Hitler meme?
I do have your
Hitler
meme.
So normally, because of Facebook, crazy people are allowed to go on Facebook, state their opinions, and otherwise become, irrelevant, just crazy people on Facebook. Unlike in the old days where Adolf Hitler didn't have Facebook, he had to actually do stuff, and he ended up becoming what we now know him as, the Call of Duty king. No one camps like he does. So that's fucked up. I know, it's terrible. Anyways, so that's why we're the jerks. So because he now has a platform, he's reaching out to people, and it's dangerous. You can't. I'm wondering. What's this?
I'm bringing this up.
Okay, so you can't have. I can't allow people to speak the way he does, and not answer back. Obviously, he can say whatever the fuck he wants, but he has a following. He has several. I think it's 22,000. Whether they're real or not, or I don't know, but people are commenting and liking back on his Facebook. Primarily white people who are like, good boy. Kind of strange. And he reminds me of the I don't know if you guys have seen, damn it, Diamond and Ivy or Dewdrop.
What are her name?
Diamond and Silk.
I got them.
Yeah, you remember these girls? They were all over the news because one like fucking, they sound like two heads, and one's fucking ranting all day, and the other goes, yeah, girl. Like, it's your tough fucking cliche, fucking stereotypical fucking nonsense. And Trump is paying them. I know he's paying them. There's no proof. No one talks about it. But he's paying them because they have their own website now. They're doing good. They're out there getting that black vote, and you know, power to them. But this is the guy I want to talk about because he was doing rap videos. Now he's like, I want to be a Trump lover, and he's so off base with what he's talking about that we have to go in on it. So, yeah.
All right. Well, with that said, let's you ready to do this?
I don't know. Are you?
I'm ready.
Well, let's go.
Fucking stab that dog.
All dogs matter. Dogs' lives matter.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get in on this.
So I'm at dinner yesterday, and I realized I never explained why I'm voting for Donald Trump.
Because you're an idiot.
I personally believe right now for the 2016 cycle that Donald Trump is the best candidate that we have for president of the United States, and that's who I'm going to be voting for.
What do you want me to pause?
There's a numerous amounts of reasons why.
Really? Is that what
I'm
we're
voting for
doing?
Donald Trump.
We're getting all fucking mechanical. Hey, bro, tell me when to pause. Like, you can't just do this. I was gonna start
Yet,
talking when I was ready.
to this date, today, I have yet to hear him saying something that I did not agree with. And I know that sounds-
wait. What did he just say?
He said, "I've yet to hear him say something that I have not agreed with."
Seriously? He has said nothing you don't agree with. Think about that for a moment. I bet you anybody can think off the top of their head at least one thing that they've heard Donald Trump say. I don't know, I'll ask this guy. Have you heard one thing Donald Trump has said that you disagreed with?
He said he would date his daughter.
I disagree with that. I didn't have that one in my head. I was thinking more like, I don't know, all Mexicans are rapists. I had some memes there.
That
for you,
doesn't.
but
Well, that doesn't
this guy-
apply to me, so that's why I didn't think about it.
This guy isn't prepared as always.
I have
But
all
other than that
those
one, he
memes.
has more. Well, you're not ready because we talked about this. So besides that, you know, what else does he have?
Look.
See, look, there's a direct quote. It's not just a meme from
Yeah.
Facebook. It's not direct. And then what else? Well, how about the time he made fun of the New York Times writer who was disabled? And he's like, "Duh." I mean, I disagree with that. Get the face. The face. It's the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What about it?
You gonna help me out here? It's a two-man show.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
doing the transitions.
Hey, guys.
Oh my God. You know what? Wait, hold on. Let me
Trout.
put my face back on here. Oh my God. What? Okay. Hey, Billy's clicking on shit. Look at him. He pulled the image up. Man. It must
Man,
be-
he's the first guy to ever have to do that on YouTube and have a show at the same time. What a smart
kind of.
guy.
Yeah, man. I'm.
And then, okay, what else?
That's
Hold on,
right.
let's go back. We're gonna lose total focus of what we're doing here. Okay, so what else has he said? I don't know. Perhaps when he was making fun of John McCain, he's like, I prefer people who weren't captured. I disagree with that. You know, I don't like John McCain. I think he's a fucking asshole. And at this point, he's so old, he shouldn't even be in government anymore. He just has nothing else to do. But I would never dishonor his service like I wouldn't dishonor this guy's service. Why would I say anything about it? Who's that? What is that?
The vendor.
That's
You
we're
wanna
not
talk about
going
that?
into that. Hold on, see, this is why we have to like talk about stuff and
Okay.
be ready kind of before we do it. So you wouldn't dishonor this guy's service. I wouldn't do it to Sergeant Dunson. This is not about his service. So when you make fun of John McCain, it's kind of like inappropriate. So you can't say things like, "There is nothing he said I haven't disagreed with." What a fucking statement!
Yeah.
Like Jesus Christ.
I mean, I guess somebody who bases their whole like current like public profile as an Army veteran, calling himself officially Sergeant Dunson. Now he's drawn back on that a little bit. Now
I don't know if Facebook made him do it. Maybe they remember. You know how they made you change your?
Yeah,
They changed my name. Fucking
and
assholes.
so this guy refers to himself, as a veteran. He wants you to know from the jump, I was in the military. So if you're not butthurt by his McCain statement, I mean, I did laugh at it just because of like.
Of course you laugh at it. It's funny. But it's funny that you go, that guy can't be president.
That's fucked up, yeah.
You can be whatever you want, but you can't be president after saying that statement like that. Like, you cannot. I prefer people who are captured. Get the fuck out of here. Like, what does this guy think he is? God, I have more respect for people who fell out of basic training than I do for fucking Donald Trump. At least they tried.
Alright, I'm gonna keep playing.
Alright, so let's keep going. Let's these are his reasons why. Remember, let's keep that in mind. Alright, go ahead.
Appalling to many of you, but that's because most of y'all get y'all information from the liberal news media.
Oh my God!
Listening to his.
Oh my God! The liberal news media. Jesus Christ! Let them know a little about the liberal news media, Billy.
Okay.
Go ahead. I got something special for him.
Man, no, we're taking from all sides. I agree. There are extreme left and extreme right news sources, but I do it like this. I like to take all the information Venn diagram style. You put you have a circle here, you have a circle here, and wherever the shit overlaps, that's usually what you can look at, and then you can disseminate from that. But
or you could talk about facts, and you could do numbers, and you could talk about the liberal news media and say, well, okay, what do we got? For example, Fox News, which is owned by News Corp, which I'm sorry, hold on, these dogs.
I'm gonna get on it.
Go spank them. Yo, Billy used to do that when the power went out at the old house. It's like in the jungle, and the power go out, it'd be complete darkness, and people would be going by, and he'd do that death scream. Yo, used to scare the shit out of people. So we're talking about the liberal news media, right? So we have Fox News, who's owned by News Corp. Who's owned by Rupert Murdoch. And Rupert Murdoch just happens to own 30 magazines, 65 newspapers, including like major ones like the New York Post, the Wall Street Journals, and the Times of London. You know, no big deal. 30 magazines, 2 music labels, 19 film studios, 16 broadcast networks. That's not cable, that's just regular television. 9 satellite stations, 73 cable networks, right? And Rupert Murdoch is the epitome of right-wing Nazi. You know, he just bought National Geographic and fired everyone. All the photographers, writers, all these really scientific, non-biased, just talking about facts, people, and fired all of them. Why? Because they have a new agenda. So, continue on that. So, then we got CNN, right? Which CNN is, everybody considers middle of the road, whatever. They're left, right, whatever. But they're owned by Turner Media, which owns AOL and HBO, and their CEO is Jeff Books, B-E-W-K-E-S. I don't know how you pronounce it. How do you pronounce it?
Yeah,
Buick. And he got his start at Citibank. So you can tell he's just that's the kind of start liberals have at Citibank. And then you have MSNBC, which is the left-wing news, according to a lot of people, which is owned by NBC, which is owned by Comcast, and their CEO is Steve Burke, who is a board member of Berkshire Hathaway and JP Morgan. So, left? I don't think so, bro. So, other than, liberal news media, so unless you're getting the news from the Young Turks, or Bill Maher, or like 90% of you probably do Jon Stewart, who's not there anymore.
Or the Young Jerks.
Or the Young Jerks.
Yeah.
We're improving, all right? We're getting better at this. We got to get Billy to start, preparing for these things.
Well, you can,
we get our news from the left. So that's why we hate Trump. We're a bunch of fucking retards, and we're just completely owned by the news. And they're like, fuck Trump. We don't like Trump.
I get my news from MSNBC, CNN, LGBT,
O si recibes tus noticias por Univision. Next. Wow. Let's continue this jack off.
Mexican.
First-hand information about what he's actually said. So I'm going to go through those points and explain his policies and why I agree with those policies and think that they're the best fit for America today. I'll obviously start with his signature policy on immigration.
Oh, God.
Illegal immigration. It's illegal.
Oh!
So I think that it's impossible for me to kind of go against him for saying that he wants to fix our broken illegal immigration system when it is obvious that our system is broken.
Pause it. First of all, there's no such thing as an illegal immigration system. There's just the immigration system.
Yeah.
Let's just point that out. And go ahead.
We're one of the only countries in the world where you can come to and stay and end up getting benefits and being taken care of while you.
No.
I've been asking this since, I hear this all the time, but I've been asking, where the fuck do I sign up for those benefits? Where are those benefits? Like all those fucking army guys who are like, yeah, it's not fair that I get paid 30 grand a year and an illegal Mexican can make fucking blah, 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 free shit. I'm like, yo, you have what the fuck are you, where is this free stuff? I want to know where the free stuff's at. I was an immigrant once. I didn't get free stuff legally, by the way. But I didn't get free stuff. Where's my free stuff? Did you get free stuff? Well, you're
I'm white. I get like
he gets the whole world.
I get the wink and the nod. They're like, we got you. You know, like it's good. I mean, like when it's raining.
he literally,
yeah.
It's good.
Yeah,
it's good to be white.
like,
I really don't have to say anything. It's just good.
Yeah, it's like
fucking white privilege.
Dude, we have it so good right now. Like, you know, like in the old movies where like it's like raining and the guy's crossing the street with a girl and he takes his coat off and he puts it over the puddle. We still have that now, but instead of using a coat, we use Mexicans. And I don't know, man. It's dope. Like, what can I say?
I also have to say, Donald Trump has actually never stated anything about how he would reform the immigration. Yeah. All he's literally said is, fuck you, I'm going to build a wall, Mexico's going to pay for it. Woo! America, fuck yeah! That's literally his policy. He hasn't stated anything. So the fact that he said, I'm going to talk about his policies and how he plans to change it is amazing because there is no plan. He's just stated he's going to build a wall. End of story. Go ahead.
And because of your disdain for him, the wall just got 10 feet taller. Boom! Drop the mic. All right. Come on, Sergeant Dunson. Keep talking.
Here. It's funny to me that the moment he mentions, or anyone mentions illegal immigration, the first thing a liberal or a Democrat or a progressive, whatever they're calling themselves today, will say is, I got you, you're racist. You're racist. You're talking about Mexicans. And then I think to myself, actually, you're racist because you're referring to anytime I speak of illegal immigration that I only have to be talking about illegal immigrants from Mexico.
Pause it.
When
you realize what he just did? He literally just said, every time we bring up immigration, the liberals always mention Mexicans. But when he said we're going to talk about his immigration policy, the first thing he went to was talking about Mexicans. So how the fuck does that work? He's like, it's like, yes you are, no you're not, yes you are, no you are. Like, that's, what the fuck? You can't do this.
I know you are, but what am I?
He literally just did that. He literally said, you can't do this. And then he proceeded to, well, he did it before. He did it and then said, you can't do that. God, that's amazing. It's like Cartman says, he does these mental gymnastics. Woo!
Studies show that most of the visa overstays come from a numerous amount of countries that are here staying illegally, from the Middle East, from Europe, from everywhere around the world.
All right, so he's right there, but that has nothing to do with what he was just talking about. So the facts are, according to Pew Research, you don't just say where did he say the studies have been done? Studies. Where were these studies done? I want to know. But well, PewResearch.org, which everybody uses as a reference, right, does state those facts. And it says that actually illegal immigration was an all-time high a year before Obama came into office. So in 2007, illegal immigration was at an all-time high. It's not gone down significantly since then, but it hasn't increased at all. It's actually gone down. And to give you an idea of what kind of numbers we're talking about, so people who came over with visas who were approved, so they flew in from Europe or other countries, they flew into the country legally and then just simply overstayed their visas. Between 2014, October 2014 and September 2015, 527,000 people from all over the world overstayed their visas and stayed illegally. Now, that's a huge number. I don't have there's really no statistics on exactly how many Mexicans have done that or crossed illegally because you can't track that, right? It's illegal. But they are tracking the number of visas that go in and that don't leave, right? But the government doesn't put any money towards stopping that. So people who do that basically just stay. They're so focused on illegal Mexicans. They're actually not even focused on them. They just talk about it. But they just completely disregard the people who come in legally and then just overstay their visas.
Yeah, and also for people who do it, the thing is, if you look like a white European person and you overstay your visa and you encounter a police officer, they're not going to question you for a second. But if you happen to look like Hispanic in nature, you might, or like Latin or whatever, they're
of terrorist descent.
Yeah, the brownies. They'll probably question you. So, all right, Dunson, keep going.
So when he says he wants to fix our broken illegal immigration system, that doesn't necessarily talk about just Mexicans or Mexico. But yes, there are a lot of illegal immigrants that come to the United States from Mexico, which is why he says that he believes that Mexico should build the wall because should pay for building the wall because of the mass amounts, the high amounts that's been sent from there. And
they've been sent.
Keyword, sent.
They were sent.
This isn't 1980s Cuba, bro. Relax. Words matter. Numbers matter. Words matter.
It's like, all right.
Jose.
Yeah, you're up.
Jose Cuervo, you're doing pretty well out there.
Yeah. And when you get there, your name's Jeff. Like.
Oh my
sent
God.
from the Mexican government, and there's been studies to show this.
There he goes again. There's been studies.
Studies, you
No
fuckface.
numbers. Where are the numbers, Dunson? Come on, Sergeant. You fucking know how to do this shit. Let's go.
Coming up out of the woodworks out of the clear
his
blue
ass.
sky. As far as his comments on illegal immigrants when he first came out, and he said that Mexico has sent rapists and criminals and
Rapists.
Rapists.
What the fuck is a rapist?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ, use your words.
Sega Genesis.
God, so many jokes I could make right now, but I'll save them for later.
if you're Mexican, and if you was black or if you was white, and you heard somebody say, "Oh, well, white people are rapists or criminals," you probably would have went crazy too. If you said legal Caucasians from Europe are criminals, you probably would have went crazy too. But if you would have actually went into detail and actually researched and see what he was talking about, he actually was right. Like he did his research. Kate in San Francisco, as he brings up, numerous amounts of time, was killed by an illegal immigrant from Mexico.
That's totally anecdotal. You can't just say, "Oh yeah, one guy said this, thus that's a fact." Actually, you know what? The number of illegal Mexicans who've been charged with murder between 2010 and 2014 was 121. You know how many murders there have been in the United States alone in 2016 so far? Think.
Who had been deported multiple.
Sorry. 8,440 murders in 2016 alone. Illegal Mexicans charged with murder in 4 years, 121. Hashtag numbers matter. You're allowed, as Bill Maher says, you're entitled to your own opinion, but you're not entitled to your own facts. You're just not. Go ahead.
Amount of times I've met people on the street who has told me they've been deported numerous amount of times. If you go commit an assault, if you go commit a battery, if you go commit a theft, you're going to jail. If someone from another country here in America, for some crazy reason, if they go commit a crime, they're deported back to their home country where they can come back to America and commit the crime again. This is a broken illegal.
Yeah, that's because they're breaking the law. It's not that, hey, you can do this and then come back, open arms, here you go. No, they're leaving and they're coming back. And why are they doing it for Mexico? Because it's a footstep. You can walk across the border. If you get deported to the Philippines, you don't just jump on a boat and cross the Pacific. Come on, guy, your facts are so, you're just speculation, man. You're just talking.
They came in from Mexico illegally, and then they came back illegally. So
it's like, I have personal stories too, bro. I can tell you personal stories. And as a matter of fact, I know more stories than you do because I'm Latino. I know people. I've met fucking apple pickers in New York who hide from the police. And no, I don't, you know what? It's not my place to get involved, you know? Keep big government out of everyone's lives. Just, God, just go ahead. Go ahead. Ugh.
Immigration system. This is a broken system, period. No matter how you look at it, and it needs to be fixed. And also, with the border, I agree with him saying that we need a wall built not just for illegal immigration, but also for the protection of America. Even Louis Farrakhan,
oh my God,
said that he believes that if that Muslims, radical Islamic terrorists, would use the route through Mexico to try to come inside of America. I happen to agree with that fact. If I was if you were a radical Muslim somewhere in one of the Middle Eastern countries and didn't like America, you have a broken way of getting in right now.
Actually, no. If you were smart, you'd be like, man, I'm a Muslim. Look at all this heat on Mexico. Canada's looking real good right now, and there's a lot of fucking. I think that's the largest land border between two countries on the planet, and it's all woods. If I was a radical, I'd be like, man, Canada's looking real good right now. You ever been to fucking the Mexican border? That shit is. First of all, the parts that aren't covered are like death zones. All right. Here's a personal story. I know a guy who came across. I could say his name, but I won't. Illegally. He's legal now, by the way. And he had to do it 3 times, and he almost fucking died the second time because he got lost and he almost dehydrated because it's like hundreds of miles of fucking desert. So, no, I don't think anyone in Pakistan is going like, bro, I think we should cross a desert in a region of the world where we don't know anything about, don't know the language, and we're trying to avoid the fucking, the American government and the Mexican government, because Mexicans don't want fucking radicals running around their deserts either. Jesus. Canada. It's all about Canada, bro.
Nobody's checking them, so they obviously, you could get in too. So I agree with that. The wall needs to be built. I mean, for the protection of America, or more drones, more fencing, something as far as the border.
So like he finishes up here, right? I've already watched this. This is his conclusion of his immigrant. This is why he agrees with Obama. He stated nothing. He just pure speculation and anecdotal information, and he concludes with. I think we should build a wall, get drones, more fencing and stuff. That was literally his closing statement, and stuff. Where are the policies?
Well, you got to realize, because you can still, even Trump said it, they could maybe get over the wall with a rope. He said, well, maybe a rope will get over the wall. So that's where and stuff comes into play. Stuff is like the last line of defense after this wall,
Throw stuff at him, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The economy. Donald Trump believes in fixing our trade deals. How in the world do we have a $500 billion deficit per year?
Pause it. Not 500 billion. It's actually 367 billion. Go ahead.
China, and we owe them $2 trillion.
Not true.
But yet their economy relies on us to thrive. So we owe you money. Our deficit is ridiculous in as far as what we trade you, what you trade us.
So you realize why we have a deficit, right? I mean,
I be realizing in shit.
I obviously this guy doesn't understand what the fuck a deficit is or how it works. So in 2015, we bought we bought $481.9 billion worth of stuff, like he likes to say, from China. And we only sold China $116 billion worth of stuff. So there's a negative. But you ask why? Why is it? Well, because we don't make shit anymore. Where the fuck are the blue collar jobs? So, yeah, we have a deficit. Nothing to do with a deal. Has to do with economics. And it goes a lot deeper. And we'll discuss that later because he clearly doesn't know why we have this situation. He just thinks that somebody made a bad deal and Trump's going to fix it because he's a deal maker. He'll make the right deal.
Do I want to pay $10 for a USB cable, or do I want to get 5 for $5 from China?
Well, the thing is, the ones from China could burn your fucking pillow and kill you in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And then you can't sue anybody.
Well, we did some deals with China through Alibaba. Like I said in the last show, we got these bottle openers from there, and they were dope. They came to the house in a week. I couldn't have done it for a fifth of the price in the United States for the same quality. And like I said, it was a week turnaround from the time I sent the guy the money. 7 days later, it was at the house. You know.
This is why we have deficits, because the United States doesn't create anything. China's creating things. That has nothing to do with Obama. That has nothing to do with Democrat, Republican. This is not. This is a corporate thing. It's a business thing.
And the thing is, the deficit would be even greater if there weren't restrictions like companies like the American automakers like Ford, GM, Dodge, all those people. They're blocking all these Chinese cars from coming in the United States, and if people could get the same quality car at a third of the price, they'd be doing it, you know? So,
Yeah, go ahead.
let's keep going.
You rely on us in order for you to even exist.
What the fuck? How audacious
Yo.
of him, dude! Oh my god.
China's been around forever.
China was a superpower before the United States was even thousands of years before it even existed. God, come on. Countries come and they go. Families always arise and fall in America and in the world. Come on.
This was a horribly negotiated trade deal. Any person in sales, any salesman on earth,
He
wouldn't
broke it
take
all
this
down
deal.
to one
Like,
deal.
a car salesman, you go to him and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to give you $500 and I'm going to take that $50,000 Tahoe. And then we're going to do that every year. Who on planet Earth would do that? So this is an obvious problem that needs to be dealt with. And I believe that only a master negotiator, a master salesman like Donald Trump, I believe, is what we need in order to negotiate that deal, and someone who has the courage to actually do it, because the problem is our politicians are being bought by the special interests and lobbyists, so they don't have the courage to go stand up to China or to Mexico or to Japan or to any of these different countries where we have India, where we have trade deficits with.
I love how he just.
So
I love
Donald
how he
Trump
just
is
threw
correct
India
on the
there.
trade deals.
It's like India.
TTP
2
being
minutes
horrible
later.
for us. NAFTA, now, you know, the Democrats
North
20
American
years
Free
later
Trade
will say, oh, you know what,
He's like,
NAFTA wasn't good. You know what, Bill Clinton, you know, we have lost several manufacturing jobs. I can say in Tracy, California, not in Tracy, California, but a lot of people in Tracy used to work at the plant, and and now none of them work there because it got shipped somewhere else. The plant got shipped to another country.
But why? Ask yourself why.
Where do I work? I work at the plant.
They got shipped to other countries.
Yeah.
But why? Even a little kid asked that question. He obviously is not concerned with that question. He's just like Trump. He's gonna make a deal, bring them all back. Trump.
Be the best deal you ever.
Be the best fucking deal anyone's ever seen.
You know, so, you know, the manufacturing, you know.
No, I don't know. Stop saying that.
You got Nabisco, you got the Carrier Airline, and then also, even a personal story, I know a lot of jobs are being shipped overseas. Capital One Auto Financing, you can call them and be talking to someone somewhere overseas when you have a problem and you're like, how are you supposed to help me with my problem? Because all of our jobs are being shipped overseas. All right, I'm kind of getting...
So, even though they're reading out of a fucking book, they can't help you. They can't help you. They're totally integrated in the system, but they can't help you unless their ass is physically planted in the chair in U.S. of A. Like, why are we even doing this show, man? Why are we doing this show? We're not in the United States right now.
It doesn't matter. We're talking about a globalized world, and we're not being hypocrites and saying that it's better this or that. We're just simply breaking down what's going on. And this he's already picked a side. I haven't picked a side.
I think unless you're actually in the United States, you shouldn't be talking about it. So I mean,
oh God,
we need to shut our fucking mouth.
Oh, how about all 98% who never served don't get to talk? How about that one? I got that. I can make up rules too, bro. I can make up. You got rules? I got rules. How about no one who's ever served is allowed an opinion or allowed to run for president or office? How about that one? Oh, you don't like that? I can make rules too. Fuck you.
The internet fucking connects everything. Yo, you remember that episode of King of the Hill where Bill went to the drive-through window and he was in love with a girl and she was like at some call center like far away. It's the same shit, man.
King of the Hill.
Man, if I could get somebody at 1/10 of the price every month to manage my job, my call center.
But that's not the point. That's not the point. The point is that Donald Trump does not have the solution, and it's people like Donald Trump who sent them. And then to act like, oh no, he's gonna bring them back. Where are Trump's products made?
China.
Fucking China. Holy shit.
Like China, like Bangladesh.
What the fuck? Like the guy who's using the same system is gonna say, oh no, I'm not gonna do that. I wanna lose money. Come on, man.
He comes with these like catchphrases all the time. He's like, well, you see, he's like, the problem is China. They manipulate the currency, so you have no choice but to go through them.
Yeah. That's literally what you hear from a guy from Georgia watching NASCAR. Yeah.
A little off course here, but
Just a little bit.
back to why I'm voting Donald Trump. So I talked about immigration,
Yep.
talked about
talked about a
economy,
wall.
taxes.
Well, here we
I
go.
used to be a liberal. Me and Donald Trump have a lot in common. I used to be a Democrat too. So I believed in the same thing. Oh, you know,
This guy, by the ripe old age of 31, has been a liberal, a Democrat, and now he's a right-wing fucking hawk. That's a lot of phases. I've heard of people, 1 or 2 changing, but 3? Because a liberal is not a Democrat, and a Democrat is definitely not either of the other two. So, I'm just saying.
we all pay a higher, you know, the Bernie Sanders socialist agenda. I thought that was the right way too. We all pay a higher amount of tax. We all put it in and give it to big government, and then big government takes care of us, right? So that's technically been happening since 1935.
It has.
And what has happened? You know,
What has happened?
so it's been-
What has happened? Interstate highways. The United States Postal Service, which until you're out of a country and you're living in a third world country, you go, wow, I really miss a good mailing system. What else? Hospitals. Police. Fire trucks.
Tornado sirens.
Fucking, I don't know. There's so much in your everyday life that's government paid for, that taxes cover. You don't even think about it. And he's like, it's been happening since 1935. Yeah, and the country became a fucking superpower, and we became the example for the fucking world to follow. That's what happened.
happening not on the major large scale that Bernie Sanders wanted to be on, but for the most part, they've been slowly but surely pushing it that way anyway. But the reason why I don't agree with this form of taxing anymore, for the most part, is what happens when we get a government who wants to oppress us?
You
we
mean
get
like they did to your entire fucking race in the 1950s and 60s and all that? That's called oppression, bro. So what? Come on, go ahead. Like it's never happened before.
Government who does not understand the will of the people. So now we've been giving them half of our money, our taxes. We've been giving them half of our wages, everything, and they have this huge government. Now the government is too big and it controls us instead of we controlling them. When it's actually supposed to be the other way around. See, Bernie Sanders believes we all paying, 50% tax, whatever, right? Let's just even say
He just said 50%. He went from 50% now to 50% with Bernie. I mean,
But that's the thing. You can't just make up numbers. Bernie never said 50%. No one gives up half their check to the government. This isn't Germany, okay?
he also didn't say 98% like Fox News.
Yeah, so back to the hashtag numbers matter.
Actually, well, let me go on to that. He did say 53% for people who are making over 10 million a year.
Yeah, but he didn't say 50%. Period.
No.
Across the board.
It's not a flat rate. It's varied.
And if you want to do research, you look at how much people over $1 million were getting taxed back in the 1930s. Back when America was great and we're going to make it great again, they were paying upwards over 80% of taxes on the fucking profits. Sorry to break it to you, bro, but if you read, you'll get this information.
And if you make under $250,000 a year, under Bernie's plan, your taxes are not going to change.
Hey, and if you make $250K a year in New York City, you can afford a 1-bedroom apartment.
25%, 35%.
25, a number.
We all give it to the government.
Whatever.
And then the government pays for college,
Fuck you.
healthcare, and that's how he's able to say free college and free healthcare and all these different things, right? Okay, sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
Trump turns around and believes, you know what? Let's lower taxes on everybody. Lower taxes on the rich, lower taxes on the poor, lower taxes on the middle class, lower taxes on everybody. And then you reap what you sow. The reason why I believe that this is the best form of government, because this is what America is all about. Somebody's gonna say, oh, that's trickle-down economics, it doesn't work. That's capitalism. But that's
Actually, if you remember from fucking middle school or even elementary school, it was called no taxation without representation, not no taxes, go to hell. It was you can tax us, just make sure it's being used to represent us. So America was based on that, not based on we don't want to pay taxes, fuck you guys. Come on. Numbers matter. Hashtag numbers matter. All lives matter.
Hey,
Black lives matter.
he said
This guy's life matters.
Dunson, I'll show you in his video. He said he's part of the All Lives Matter movement.
America. America was built on the founding that you can make it yourself.
God, you're so selfish.
Why would I want the American
He's
dream
probably getting fucking
if you
disability
give it to
from the
me?
VA.
That's
He's
not
over here
the
talking about.
American dream.
No, he's not getting. He's
He
not
better not be. I'm gonna fucking look it up. This guy better not be getting fucking VA disability
He
with all
better
this
not,
bullshit talk.
considering he said God healed his PTSD.
Oh, well, that's his book. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay, well, if he is, I'm gonna send that book to the VA.
I'm just saying, there's nothing wrong with a VA disability check. I receive a VA disability check, but don't turn around and say the fucking big government's fucking you. Don't do that. That's fucking being a hypocrite.
The American dream isn't big government giving me the dream. The whole American dream was for me to work hard for it myself, for me to pay my own college loans myself, and
Yeah, the American dream is Sally Mae, bro.
He said, "Pay my college loans myself." Didn't you get the GI Bill, guy? You got the post 9/11 GI Bill.
I bet you he didn't say when they were like, "Yo, do you want the post 9/11 or the Montgomery GI Bill?" He was like, "I won't take either. I'll do it myself."
He didn't say that. Well, he came in 03, so it was post 9/11. So yeah, but still he definitely paid that $100 a month into the Montgomery GI Bill.
Yeah.
Son.
I have the dream. That's what being American was all about, was the hard work. And I think somewhere we lost that. But I think with lowering taxes, that brings back everybody to be on the even front and even playing field.
Oh!
You just do.
I just fucked it up. I was just gonna pause. I fucked it up.
Let me go back.
I fucked up.
The 4th of July.
What is you doing? How could you? Hold on, guys. I got this.
Yeah. So we were at 950 or something.
And actually, this is us in order to buy a plant and a little off takes care of us. This is when lower taxes on everybody, lower taxes on the rich, lower taxes on the American dream. If you give it to me, that's not self. Have the dream. That's what being American was all about, was the hard work. And I think somewhere we lost that.
Yeah.
But I think with lowering taxes, that brings back everybody to be on the even front and even playing field, and for our government to work for us, not us work for them.
Back when everybody was on an even playing field, seriously, do you remember a time when everybody in America had equal footing? I think we're getting to that, but it never was there. So he's like, let's bring it back to there. Oh man, this guy is Uncle Ruckus to fucking... I don't even know, man.
What did Uncle Ruckus say? He said, I'm grateful for the white man and his infinite mercy.
Lower taxes for everybody so we can all get on an even playing field.
Yeah. Lowering taxes is going to give us more.
Yeah.
We're gonna have more. The roads are gonna be better. You're gonna get your GI Bill. It's gonna lowering taxes is how you increase Social Security.
Yeah, and that's how you fund government agencies to oversee companies who put poison in Michigan's water.
Yeah.
So by lowering taxes and getting rid of regulation, everybody benefits. Free market, laissez-faire.
And the thing is, but the thing is, if we lower tax, if we make the taxes, having lower taxes is probably gonna be the reason why Mexico volunteers to build the wall. They're gonna be like, yo, it sucks over there. We don't want you coming in.
Don't make me do stuff, George Bush.
So, I talked about taxes, economy, obviously the military. I was in the U.S. Army, so I'm biased, but not necessarily. I think any American can understand that we need a strong military to protect the motherland, no matter.
The motherland. Back to hashtag words matter. Any well-read, educated, half a fucking brain person knows that things like saying the motherland, kind of reminiscent to Adolf Hitler. Just little things I want to point out. The motherland. Give me a fucking break. The fatherland.
How you look at it. And he said numerous amounts of time that he doesn't want to use the military. You never even heard a president running for president of the United States that says, especially on the Republican side, that says, I don't want to use the military.
Didn't he say, I'm going to bomb the shit out of them? He said, we'll just bomb them and bomb them and bomb. And he said, you got to kill the families of terrorists too. He said, kill their families.
He said that. He's a tough guy. He was in the military. You got to remember that. Bone spurs.
I just want us to have a strong military so that way if we ever need it, we don't have to worry about anything. So that's obvious open and closed case, at least for me. He wants to take.
Oh, no, you're getting ready for it.
Take care of veterans. Our veterans are being, this country, our veterans are not being taken care of properly. I heard the guy talking the other day about the 22 veteran suicides, and he was saying how it's actually more than that. I actually didn't know.
Yeah, so he does have a point. The veterans aren't, there's a lot of guys out there with real serious issues who aren't getting the attention they need, and a lot of them are dying waiting to get the attention they need. And it's a real issue. And, the problem here is that this guy is using his service as, to get people to sympathize with him. But he's got all the facts wrong. And he's going to argue his point that he's going to try to argue. It's not really arguing. He's just fucking talking. That Donald Trump should be the candidate because he's going to help veterans. Well, we have a short video to show you from 2014 who's really interested in helping veterans and who was doing it when nobody knew about him and nobody cared. What was Donald Trump doing in 2014? Well, I'll tell you what Bernie Sanders was doing in 2014.
Trump was selling steaks in 2014.
That's right. So this is what Bernie Sanders was doing in 2014.
Talk about a different type of crisis right now that's going on right here at home. You remember this? What a moment, right? Sergeant Corey Remsburg, this is at the State of the Union. They say it could be the longest standing ovation anybody remembers there. Left and right, standing, clapping, joined together, seeing him as the face, right? The face of what? Veterans in need, some of the most extreme need. We all say we support the troops, right? They stood there, they said they were joined, united by him and what he means and what all veterans mean. Why am I saying it that way? Because here's the real deal. Yesterday, the Senate took up a bill for veterans like Corey. It's a $21 billion bill brought by independent Bernie Sanders, and it was supposed to improve veterans' access to health care, education, and job training. Who's going to disagree with that, right? Well, they're all areas of need. Should have sailed through, right?
Republicans in February blocked Senator Bernie Sanders' bill to provide $21 billion in medical and other benefits for veterans.
I don't think our veterans want their programs to be enhanced if every penny of the money that's going to enhance those programs is added to the debt of the United States of America.
Greatly expand spending without any realistic offset.
I think the decision we've got here as we debate this legislation is whether we're going to commit to a promise that's bigger than what our kids can fulfill, that costs more than our kids can afford. My colleague pointed out most of the veterans organizations support this bill. He's in fact correct.
as far as the bill that
this fucking
the chairman has offered here, this bill's already been debated, and there are problems with this bill. It is an extensive piece of legislation. It has many good elements in it. It also has a cost issue at a time when our nation owes close to $18 trillion. And that was the reason why so many on my side of the aisle objected to it. And that's why I would object to the motion made here today by the senator from Vermont.
When our men and women come home from war, some wounded in body, some wounded in spirit, I don't want to hear people telling me it's too expensive to take care of those wounded veterans. I don't accept that. If you think it's too expensive to take care of veterans, don't send them to war.
But guess what happened? You guessed it, nothing. 41 of 45 Republicans voting against it. Democrats could not get the votes to overcome and could not foster cooperation. Republicans simply do what they do best these days, they blocked. But blocking our veterans? I don't have to tell you that that's outrageous. I know you feel it. The question is, what are you going to do about it? You love to take to Twitter and social media to complain about the slightest thing.
No, don't. We're not going to promote them. This is our show. Hashtag numbers matter. Hashtag young jerks care about the vets. So, yeah, notice how none of those Republicans who were up there talking about the bill and why they were rejecting, none of them said, well, me as a veteran, I as a veteran. None of them could say that. None of those fucking assholes have ever served. Yet they got the opinion and the nerve to say, I don't think the veterans, as me, Billy, a lot of our friends,
Dunson?
Don't speak for me. Even Dunson himself.
Yeah. They had no problem greenlighting 1.5 trillion on a plane that doesn't even fly. I mean, we could spend that, but we can't add
Can't support the troops. I mean, it's just simple. They're not supporting the troops. And you want to talk about, we're talking about Trump here. That's the point, right? So we have a candidate who's running for the presidency who's clearly for the veterans, who was doing things for the veterans before he was even thinking, before anyone knew about him as a figure running for president. He wasn't a popular man. He's been doing this for a long time, by the way. And I have a direct quote from Trump from 1991 when he was complaining to the New York State Assembly about disabled veterans who were taking up Fifth Avenue. He says, while disabled veterans should be given every opportunity to earn a living, is it fair to do so to the detriment of the city as a whole or its tax-paying citizens and businesses? Do we want Fifth Avenue to be turned into an outdoor flea market, clogging and seriously downgrading the area? This is talking about trying to get rid of all the homeless guys, homeless veterans. And then in 2004, he was at it again, this time because veterans who open up street stands like this man right here you see in the picture, they have, if you've been in New York City, they have stands in the city on the streets where people sell, vendors. And once again, Trump wrote Michael Bloomberg, and he was complaining about getting these veterans out of the streets because it's too fancy. The streets in New York City, Fifth Avenue specifically, where his buildings are located, it's too fancy, and we can't have that. It doesn't look good for his businesses.
Oh, and that said, the veterans who do open these vendor spots in the streets, they do get they do get preferential choice for their location stuff. So New York says, hey, you serve your country, we're going to do this for you. We're going to let you set up shop. Trump wanted to shut that down.
But because it doesn't look pretty. It doesn't look pretty.
Yeah. So back to Dunson.
Oh, that. So just things like that, homelessness, so many different things.
Things like that.
Donald Trump wants to take care of that.
He wants to take care of it.
I go back into...
He hasn't stated how he's going to take care of it. He's just saying he's going to take care of it. He hasn't said it. Trump hasn't said it.
He's going to put a Trump steak in the belly of every homeless person.
He's going to strike a deal. He's going to sit down with Alu Baghdadi, whoever the fuck the head of ISIS is. He's going to sit them down. He's going to strike a deal, and everything's going to get taken care of. He makes the best deals, all right? He's going to resolve this. No one's going to get murdered. He's going to take the oil. He creates the best oil, best gas, free gas for everybody. Come on.
He's like, and I'm coming for the oil. He said that. He said, we'll get it.
My biggest reasons why I'm voting for Donald Trump. And the number one biggest reason is that he's not a politician. I believe in the political environment that we have today. We need somebody not of Washington. Washington is the sole reason why we're in this mess. Politicians on the Democratic side, politicians on the Republican side is the entire reason we're in this mess that we're in. The fact that Donald Trump is self-funding, yes, I know he's a billionaire, but that matters. I'm going to tell you why. Because when the environmentalists came to Obama and gave him all that money, I wonder why we see all this green and solar energy and stuff like that. I'm not saying that the president did.
Yeah. Oh, so they give him money. Next thing you know, we see all this shit that's good for the environment. Oh, solar panels.
Solar panels, you
green,
fucking assholes.
Wind energy.
Those poor oil and fucking industrialists, man. When are they gonna catch a break? These fucking environmentalists with their solar panels. They're just taking over the government, bro.
That said, T. Boone Pickens, the oil tycoon, he actually owns more wind turbines than anyone in the world. So he's on the train, but still making oil money.
We already agree with those stances anyway, so by them donating money to him didn't matter because that's already something he believed in. But what I'm saying is it definitely pushed him as well. And I can go the same thing with Hillary Clinton and Wall Street. Why?
So you're saying that so he's saying that Obama, who's a pretty progressive guy, I would say, like, if the oil companies had gotten to him first, he wouldn't be pushing green technology. He wouldn't be pushing solar. He wouldn't be pushing wind. He wouldn't be pushing clean coal.
You think they got that bailout? Why do you think they were out there lobbying for the bailouts and stuff? Because they gave them money. But Donald Trump not having any money for them allows him to be able to work autonomous in his own realm and do what he actually believes is right. If he believes that it's right for us to do this, for us to do that, then he can do it without anybody pushing him or anybody saying that you better do this or you better do that because I'm gonna take this fund or I'm gonna push you over this way or that way. That is one of the biggest reasons. That was the reason why a lot of y'all were voting for Bernie Sanders, because he wasn't taking money from super PACs. Neither is Donald Trump. So this gives him a lot of autonomy, and I believe that's my biggest reason why I'm voting for him, because he's not a politician, and obviously
Why would I want a mechanic to fix my car or a doctor to give, or a fucking heart surgeon to give me surgery? I don't want a politician politicking around me. I want a guy from fucking Nantucket or fucking, I don't know. I just want a guy who doesn't know anything about politics to run shit and make deals. NASCAR.
And Trump didn't actually, his campaign isn't self-funded. It kind of is, but he actually his campaign borrowed money from him. His campaign took a loan from Trump with interest, and so the campaign has to literally pay him back. And so the money that gets that people donate to his fund, like the guy at home that says, I want to support Trump, I'm going to send money, that doesn't go to supporting his campaign. It supports paying back the loan that he wrote to himself.
Yeah, and he's slowly finding out that politics is a lot more expensive than he bargained. The guy who's a fucking deal maker. And this is the money he's using in the primaries. The general election hasn't even happened yet. And he's trying to figure out how the fuck he's going to pay for it, because it's about to get into the billions. And Hillary Clinton has Saudi Arabia with them. And Saudi Arabia makes $1 billion a day in oil.
Yeah, they sent Hillary a $25 million check like it was nothing, you know?
Exactly. So the same country who will behead you if you're gay sent money to the campaign to elect a woman who's pretending to be for LGBT rights.
Yeah.
I don't support Hillary. This isn't about supporting Trump or Hillary. It's not even about supporting Bernie. It's about supporting the facts and the numbers and reality.
And the real number is Trump he's not a 10 billionaire. I think, was it Forbes, was it Business Insider? I forget. They said his real number is closer to 4 billion. And he doesn't have, and all of his money, it's all illiquid assets, meaning he doesn't have readily available cash. He doesn't just have it like that. It's all invested in properties. It's all tied up in something. He can't just say, all right, I'm going to put $100 million towards my campaign, because he doesn't really have the money.
He's got golf courses for days though.
And it turned out in he had to go to court for something, and they said that he literally said what he tells people his net worth is based on his mood.
great again. And everybody was saying, somebody said to me, well, what is Donald Trump gonna do for you personally?
Nothing.
He's gonna make America great again, which in turn gives me opportunities to go do for myself. That's why I'm voting for Donald Trump.
Well, I can think of a lot of people who love that slogan, and none of them are black. Because I'll tell you right now, if you can make America great again to like it was in the 1950s, man, there's a lot of guys down south who'd be fucking ecstatic about making America great again. And this guy would not be part of their plans. I'm sorry, but that is just a fact. And that goes for Asians who are in internment camps, and fucking Mexicans and Latinos, and me, Nicaraguans, who we were just a bunch of fucking communist, bloodthirsty communists in the 80s. There is nothing about his statement that even makes sense.
Well,
so that's the end of his video. So we broke it down. I wanted to go line by line. It wasn't pretty. It's actually really hard to manipulate all these things. We got to get like Young Turks money and software so we can make this a lot smoother.
Yeah.
But we're working on it. Billy's got to practice and be a little more ready about his life.
I got to get my workflow a little bit better now.
He's got to want it bad enough. I don't think he wants it bad enough.
Man, fuck you. All right, so that.
And then I shouldn't be pressing buttons because I fucked it up in the middle.
Yeah.
We're not even gonna edit that out. We're gonna keep it there so you guys can see how rugged and raw it is.
Yeah, so you guys
No
can see
homo.
you guys can see what we're working on right now, and
So that was the end of his speech. I mean, obviously it's a joke.
Yeah, and then we're still up. They can hear us. So I'm just bringing the video window back over to to the regular one.
Full mode. You gotta see that fucking mug anymore.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna bring up. Let's see. I got Q4. Yep. We are up. All right. So.
Man, we're really up on time. We gotta.
Yeah, we are. All right. Well, this is really quick. I wanted to go in. Sergeant Dunson is he's a military rapper. Like he raps about like veteran issues, I guess you could say, stuff like that. But he made a Trump song. It was his "Make America Great Again."
Don't play it. Just give him the link. Don't play it. It doesn't.
I got.
Don't play it. Don't give this guy.
I want to play a small little snippet from it, just to show you who we're talking about, man. Come on.
It's
All
pretty
right.
bad. Oh my god. I already want to take a shit.
All right.
What is that picture, guy? That beat sucks.
We are going to make America great again.
The world is safer when America leads. So now we have to tend to our need. Policies for the people, not the lobbyists. Building a wall for a border that we have to protect. Either we have a country, one can make it. No need to steal from them. We gotta make America great again. We gotta make America great again.
He's got Trump on the hook.
Make America great again. We America. Politicians, they run for office under FBI investigation.
Here's where he goes in. This is where
Just trying to
my point's coming in right here.
get elected. These lightweights protest every Americans my race, Americans my culture, but no, I'm straight. So let me practice. I want us united in the United States. I don't care if you gay, but no, I'm straight. So let me practice my religion free of constraints.
That tells you everything about the kind of person this guy is. He's the kind of guy that just did that. What did he do? Go ahead.
He said, "I don't care if you gay, but no, I'm straight." He literally just did this.
Discrimination. It ain't right. I'm not gay, but if I was, I would want equal rights. I'm not gay, but if I were, I would marry who I like. It's not fair. I'm not gay, but the government has a say in who can love who. Not gay, or to which God you can pray. On a gay. It gets me so angry. On behalf of them, I feel passionate. Not gay, so I pray for them and I say for them, we need to make a change. Not
You see, like, I don't even know where to go with this. Like, he literally, the kind of people who need to, like, you know,
Reaffirm who they are.
Like I'm not racist. I have a black friend. You know what I mean? Like that kind of person.
He
But
did
he's
that
black.
just now.
But he did it with gay. Like, you can have your gay rights. I'm not gay, by the way. Like, okay. Like, last time I said, yo, I'm all about, gay rights. I didn't have to say, but I'm not gay, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not gay.
He said, I don't care if you're gay, but no, I'm straight. He literally just did that.
Yeah, so it really speaks to what kind of person you are when you have to reaffirm your positions like that. When really there's nothing wrong. Who gives a shit if you're gay? I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter. Just like it doesn't matter that this guy's a vet. What matters is he's an idiot, and he's using the fact that he's a vet to get attention and to get sympathy likes, and it's working for him. It is. So it's my job to ruin his life now because it's not right. It ain't right.
Yeah.
So
I can't say that we'll come back with any more of his fuckery. I mean, if he does anything too over
I'm
the top
personally,
again,
we're not going to do it like this probably, but he has more videos. You can look him up on Facebook. I don't give a shit. You got to check it out. It's like Leo Dunson. He's a public figure. He's got more videos. There's one where he talks about why Bernie voters should vote for him. He's got a ton of videos. I'm probably going to clown on him on a personal note and do it myself because this guy needs it. And just like the other two fucking Diamond and Silk, they need to get it because it's totally ridiculous.
well, I want to say this. Sergeant Dunson, you're done, son.
You're fired.
Yeah.
In the words of your hero, you're fired. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's horrible. That was fucking painful. And I really hope you go watch this shit so you can see how ridiculous it is.
America great again.
Yeah, we should outro. Great again. All right, so that's our show for today. We're gonna work on Billy. We're gonna practice Billy getting better at this.
I promise I will.
This episode has been brought to you by Bernie Sanders, 2016. No, it hasn't. I'm just kidding.
This episode was brought to you
by facts.
This episode was brought to you by all the rum I drank yesterday. I didn't wake up till like 2 p.m.
I woke up at 4 this morning. I woke up to a really crazy dream.
I wrote you. I was still awake when you went.
Yeah.
When you.
He was like, "What are you doing up?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm waking up." I'm like,
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep. I had a crazy dream. It has nothing to do with this, but yeah. So we'll be back Monday or Tuesday with some new stuff, and hopefully we don't run into more people that I need to destroy.
Same bat time.
Don't
same
forget
bat channel.
Hashtag numbers matter. Hashtag words matter. Hashtag the jerks love the vets. Trick love the kids.
All right.
And we're out. Peace. Happy 4th of July. Don't blow yourself up.
Or do.